So the first session of UDL Express is about styles, which I'm going to actually focus on calling a structure, because I think this really helps us understand the concept. We're going to start with why structure matters. When a document or a web page has a bunch of text with no styles or structures built in, we get what we call flat text. It's really hard to scan and navigate the information. Now, on the screen, I'm showing you a screenshot of a Word document that provides some info about Fat Bear Week organized by National Park Services. And here I'm not using any headings, and we do see text. Now, it is helpful that space has been used to organize the information, but at the end of the day, it is a wall of text. Now, when we do use headings, the document becomes easier to navigate, scan, and understand. So on the right-hand side now is the same information about Fat Bear Week using heading levels 1 and 2. And so right away, if you were skimming the document, you might notice that this document is about Fat Bear Week, and there's a section about why fat matters and how it works. So using headings really helps with visual hierarchy, helping users scan and make sense of what the document is about. Also, more importantly, screen readers can now navigate the information section by section. So what is structure? When we're talking about structure, we're talking about beyond bolding your text. So when you're using bold, say in Word or on your Quarkus page, that's what we call visual formatting. It doesn't contain any semantic meaning. When you're using headings, though, the semantic structure is built in. So structure isn't just about how something looks, it's about how something is coded behind the scenes. So while bold might look like headings, screen readers and accessibility checkers don't recognize it as a structure. Now, one of the key things when you're using these heading levels to create structure is to think about the relationship between the headings. So, for example, in the Fat Bear Week page that we talked about from National Park Services, they use the web page as heading 1, Fat Bear Week, that's heading 1. Then underneath it, we have heading 2, why fat matters. Another heading 2, how it works. So how does Fat Bear Week works? Another heading 2 to talk about the 2024 edition of Fat Bear Week. And then a heading 3, a schedule of events. Now those events are related to the 2024 Fat Bear Week. And then we have another heading 2 going offering information about past champions. So use the heading levels to reflect the structure of your content. Think of your headings like your chapters and subsections. Start with heading 1, then go to heading 2, then heading 3. In a chapter, if you're reading a book, either on your device or in a physical book, you may be confused if, let's say, you have chapter 1, chapter 2, then you have section 3.3. You might go, wait, where was chapter 3? This is why we don't skip heading levels, because they need to work in a logical order. So headings can then organize content visually and semantically. And now, how to structure. So in a Word document, there's 2 steps. You have your content, then you highlight the text that you wish for it to be a heading, and then you select one of the heading styles from the style section. Now, headings all appear in the navigation pane. This is particularly useful when you're drafting and you're looking over the content and thinking, wait, have I talked about this thing yet? Also, if you want to move sections around. I also love using headings in a Word document because you can then auto-create a table of contents, which is particularly useful for long documents, or let's say you're organizing your dossier. Using this function will save you a lot of time. For folks who work in Quarkus, it's also a 2-step process. So number 1, highlight the text that you wish to make into a heading, and then apply a heading style from the paragraph drop-down menu. So the big takeaways from today, number 1, use headings. Number 2, use heading levels in order. And all of this is just a little bit of structure will go a very long way for all your users.